Guys, we finally made it. We are at 1000 subscribers, and I mean it us, as there is no I in team. I really want to thank you all for your support, for all the comments on videos and the streams as well, likes, and any communication over Discord, and so on and so on. But yeah, after 3 years, it's here. Now I will answer the questions you have asked me, and later I will talk a little bit about the future of the channel, okay? So let's get started. Firstly, Avanti Savoia asks, as I would like to become a teacher, I would like to ask you why you choose that job, what you liked and disliked, and the reasons why you quitted it, So, let's go step by step. Being honest, when I had to decide what to study, I chose something that was close to me, like physics. I really like physics and also technology. And I had an option, to learn physics and technology as a teacher, and I was just like, I will go for that, But the main reason is like I was helping others, like teaching my schoolmate in primary school. Also later on, I was instructing others, and I don't know, it's just some sort of inner motivation, so to speak, that you have like achieving something, that like if you work as a teacher, you are like contributing something for the society, like you make an impact, something that matters, so to speak. I would say that is one big plus. Also, you must be passionate about the thing you want to teach, that's for sure. And you must never forget that you are there to teach, because like a lot of teachers forget that at times, and they yell at students without reasons and so on, and like the amount of times I've heard that. And I'm not talking from beginners, I'm talking about teachers that are teaching, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 years, Like I get that a person can have a bad day, but still, you're there to teach. You're not there to, like get off your steam on a poor student or something. That's not right. But yeah. I said you should be passionate about it. You must also be willing to put up with the shit the students will come up with, or rather will get to you, because it's interesting to be a teacher. No, I'm not gonna lie. And like I quit the job currently because I moved and I want to save up money. And sadly, as a teacher beginner in Slovenia, your salary is very bad. And I went into the private sector and I'm getting paid quite better. But this doesn't mean that I will not get back to teaching at some point in the future, because as said, like if you teach, you're like contributing to the society. You feel like you are part of something, and also children, interacting with them, it's very nice. Also depends whether we are talking about primary school or high school, because in high school things are more relaxed, also students are more grown up, note how I said more. I didn't say that they are grown up and responsible and so on, but one thing that I didn't like for sure, it's certain administration stuff. Like you have to do certain reports, write certain things, do certain stuff, have a shit ton of meetings where basically you don't achieve anything productive. I mean, it really depends on the headmaster and also on your legislation and stuff like that. But, you can usually do some other stuff when this thing is going on. But that's something that I didn't like. There's also some other things, but basically that's it, to sum it up, not to take too long. If this doesn't answer your question, Avanti Savoia, feel free to ask me directly on Discord and I will answer any further questions you might have about it, The next question comes from Wales, or rather from Dan. He wants to know what is my favorite food and the thing to do when I have free time. So my favorite food, as already stated a couple of times, it's doner kebab. The kebab in a bread, and the things I like to do in my free time, oh man, like you have stuff that's like related to the YouTube thing. Like, okay, making content for YouTube, that's already something that I like to do. Okay, the one part I like the least is video editing, because that takes the longest, and if you miss something, everybody gets to see that and so on. But still, I also like to edit. not as much though. And some other things, I don't know, like I like to play games, or I like to do some technical stuff, you know, like experiment with things, but nothing too fancy, you know, basically doing stuff with PCs. What I would like also to mention here is I really like to listen to Drakinifel, you know, he's like a naval historian, and whenever I'm doing something, you know, like house chores, you know, like, I don't know, cooking, cleaning the dishes and so on, I just put his videos on my wireless headset, you know, and I just feel like that's a good time spent, you know, because I get to listen to something while I'm doing something that you have to do, you know. It makes it easier. The next question comes from Croatia, from Alon. So he wants to know what is the motivation for me to keep making new content, and if I'll be still motivated to pump out more videos after reaching 1000 subscribers. So now for the motivation, it really depends on the type of content we are talking about. You know, if we are talking about PC content, which is the content I'm making most currently, is that I like to experiment with PCs. At times it can give you quite a lot of issues, like if I talk about the 50 euro PC, oh man, that was quite problematic. Like at first I didn't get any signal out, and then it was all black, and what's wrong? I had to reset the BIOS and so on, do it a couple of times, then I removed the graphics card, I tried to install Windows, it crashed during installation, so it was quite a lot of work, which you don't get to see, but it means that my videos get delayed because of that, you know, like I would say that it took me 2 or 3 afternoons before I got that PC working, you know. Okay, afternoon means like, I don't know, 1 to 2 hours of work, because, you know, when you're grown up, you don't have as much time as when you go to school. And the biggest motivation of all, it's getting feedback from you guys, you know, like comments or interactions over Discord on the stuff I make, you know, that's the thing that really keeps me going, you know, the feedback, because if there's none, it's like in a classroom where you don't get any questions, there's no interaction, or you feel like you're talking to the wall. Well, if you have people asking stuff, you know, commenting and so on, this is much better, you know. And if we are talking about game videos, if it's a tutorial, it's of course, you know, to teach, to help people. Like I've seen the impact of my tutorials, especially for Isonzo, you know, how people started to do some stuff differently. And for your last part, so if I'll be motivated to pump out more videos, sure. I will try to, like currently I have a goal, more or less, you know, this is like a goal within a broad sense, to make 1 video a week, you know. Of course it depends if I have the time, because usually I record the things, I don't know, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I edit it hopefully on Saturday already a little bit, if not on Sunday. And then I post the videos, usually I post them on Sundays, you know, but this is not a guarantee. And I will try to continue doing so, if I have enough time, of course, Alan. So this is also related to some other questions, so I will just mention this here, that me and my wife are looking to buy, you know, like a house. And if that happens, it means that I will have to do some house chores, like outside. And also inside it will have, I mean, currently we live in an apartment that's 55 square meters. And if we are talking about the house we are hoping to get into, I think that thing it's like 160 meters square. So already, you know, like cleaning the floor, it's 3 times as much, you know. But yeah, there will be quite some work around the house, you know, and stuff like that. I was considering maybe making some content out of that, but then I quickly said no, because, you know, also I could do some content about the car I got and some other stuff, but I feel like that would make my channel to be even blurrier, you know, because like my channel succeeded with Isonzo, you know, that's not a question about this, you know, there is no doubt about that. But Isonzo stopped growing, you know, like the game reached its 3 years, like it's in a decline. And I think with Gallipoli, there will be more content that I will be able to make, and I will get some more views, some more subscribers, because I think the game will appeal more to the Western countries, you know, because of the Anzac troops, you know. But yeah, we will see how it goes. Hopefully I will continue doing videos if I will have the time. Alons, of course. And I think that answers your questions. So, the next question comes from Sweden, from Top Joker, and it's basically the same. Will you stop making content on different games or other stuff? Okay, it's not the same, but it's kind of related. So, Joker, I do intend to continue make PC content because I really like doing that. Also, as I mentioned, I would like to make some challenges with PC parts, you know, like selecting random parts, you know, selecting the PC, the CPU, selecting the RAM, selecting the GPU, and then I have to put that thing together, whatever I get, and I have to use it for, I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks or something. I think that would be quite interesting, and also set some challenges, you know. And for other stuff, I don't intend to stop making any content. Like, the only thing that I have to finish currently is the Minecraft stream, where I'm playing with you guys. That's because I don't want to exclude anybody, because I have like a list of people that I'm supposed to play with, and actually I have the list right here. So I should still play with Daniel. So, oh, what's his name? He has like a cabbage thing head as a picture. I have to play with Ufi, with Warnix, with Jonas, with Kamitsu. And I think that's it. Maybe I forgot also Ribica. We'll see how things go, because I want to offer also others the ability to do so, and also know that I finish my Minecraft playthrough on stream, because I actually never finished Minecraft, you know. Whenever I played it, I never bothered to go to the end, you know, never to beat the dragon at all, you know. Like, that will be a totally new experience for me, you know. So and for new content, as said, I'm looking forward for Gallipoli. I was also considering, or rather I got recently Warhammer Total War, all 3 titles. And I'm currently playing the 3rd installment, and I was thinking of maybe streaming that. But I still have to decide, you know, when to stream, on which days, and so on. But you can expect that you can expect me to stream back in the next weeks, you know. I will also let you know over the Discord server, or just in general, just check, you know, you should get notifications if you're subscribed to my channel, or rather if you allowed notifications to happen, you know. And for our next question, it comes from Croatia again, but this time from Stan, and it's kinda related to what Joker asked. So Stan wants to know if I intend to stream on Twitch or if I will just stick to YouTube. So, as of now, I will stick to YouTube. The reasons are many. Firstly, I'm small, I don't get monetized nor anything, so I don't see the reason to go to Twitch. If I grow and become bigger, I know that Twitch is the platform to go to, you know, for streaming and stuff. But we will see how things go, you know, really, because... but for now, I will stay on YouTube. And the next question comes from Warnix, from the Czech Republic, or rather I should say Czechia. And he wants to know what is my favorite game genre. It is definitely strategy games, though as of recently I also like some management. Like, if I go by what I've played the most, I think the game I've played the most is definitely Hearts of Iron 4. But I'm sad what they have done with it in the recent couple of years. Like, I don't approve of certain mechanics because I think it ruins the being a general thing, you know, but I digress. So yeah, I would say strategy and management, you know, I would say those type of games are the ones I like the most. And the next one comes from Belgium by Willinator. So he's asking if I will ever play World of Tanks. I guess this question is very vague, you know, because he didn't ask if I will play on stream, if I will make videos about it, or if I'll just play the game and I played it like yesterday just to see the 2.0 version of World of Tanks, though I just played one game because I didn't know what to do. On stream, I don't think. Maybe as a showcase or something, but otherwise not, because like I don't wanna be like a World of Tanks content creator or something, because you know I think that game is declining, and also what they're doing with all monetization and things, I really don't approve of that. You know, like I tried to become, you know, a YouTube star with World of Tanks, but that thing didn't work out. But if you want to learn more, you know, you should watch my 30th birthday stream where I showcase that profile, or rather that thing that I tried with World of Tanks and with gaming. What was it? What with Lautipus it was called, yeah. The next question comes from King Tiger from Sweden itself. So he's asking when there will be a Total Empire Total War co-op. Sadly, there won't be any because, as you know, King Tiger, we've tried that thing and it's really buggy. And I mean, it's a cool concept. But like, I was considering if I were to make, you know, like a campaign for Total War on stream, but with who? Because, you know, I must have that person always available when I want to stream. So no, I don't think, you know. Sofek wants to know my first 3 numbers of the bank card reveal for 1000 subscribers. So if you wanna get the next ones for, I don't know, for 10,000, for 100,000 and 1 million, don't worry, because I will be changing, you know, I will change the bank cards more often than you will get any values from me. So it's irrelevant. But I think it's like 498 or something. These are the first 3, you know, but then you have like the additional 16 or something. From Italy, our friendly fire enthusiast, or also known as Fedes or the Bastard, wants to know when, not if, but when I will get a Raid Shadow Legend sponsor. Never. Like, I don't know, like some sponsorship that people make, to me just, like, don't get me wrong, I know that the sponsorship, it's, you know, to, you know, the company want to promote their product, and, you know, like the content creator gets paid for that. There is nothing wrong with this, but I think morally that if I will take any sponsorships, it will be from things that I actually approve or I use. You know, like, I don't know, for example, don't expect me to get a sponsor from, I don't know, from beauty product or something like that, because I use none, you know. But yeah, talking about monetization and things, we have a question further, or rather later, and I will talk about that later. So now again, we get a question from Dan. He wants to know a funny story, if I have some, from my time as a teacher. Oh, I do have some. Though they are not as funny in English as they are in Slovene, or at least one. So I will share with you 2 stories. The first one is from the primary school, you know. I think this was like the 2nd hour. The 1st hour I saw that there was like, you know, a bonbon or chocolate thing wrapped under the seat of one of the students, and I told her, look, you lost something, you know. And she was just like, no, that's not mine. And I was just like, okay, whatever, you know. I wasn't having the best day, you know. Then after this class changed, another class came in, and like, I only see some parts of it because, you know, I was still teaching, but I think this was happening during the break, or rather when they were having breakfast, or it wasn't during break. Doesn't matter really, you know. So they got this thing out, and like, what I knew was just that they tried to cut this thing in half. We're talking about pocket coffee. So for people who don't know, this is basically, it's a empty shell made out of chocolate with coffee inside. And now imagine what happens if you want to cut in half something that has a liquid. Yeah, it spills. And it spilled over the table, over the wall. You know, thankfully, like the wall coating was oil-based, so there was no damage there. And the student had to clean that, of course. I helped him, you know, but internally I was like laughing like crazy, you know, like, I mean, come on, do you really have to, like, it make my day brighter. I mean, it's nothing special, but they have maybe something else I should share, not this. I have one from the high school. So I was teaching students from different technical, rather vocational schools, you know. And they were car mechanics, you know. But one said that he's a programmer, you know, like a person, like IT, or rather that he's studying or doing the school for PC stuff, you know, like to be a PC technician or something, you know. And then I was just like, what do you mean by that, you know, because you never know, with 18 and 19 years old, you know, he might be in the wrong class or something just for the lols. And he said, oh, it's because he plays video games, you know. And what I said to him is that that's the same as saying that you are a musician, but the only thing you play, okay, now sadly in English doesn't come out as good, but in Serbo-Croatian you have an expression which is svirati kurcu, which literally means that you like play an instrument rather that you play the dick, you know. And I said that, you know, that like comparing yourself to a PC expert by the fact that you play games is the same as claiming yourself to be a musician, but the only thing you do is that you play or rather suck the dick, you know. Like the whole class started laughing. The guy got embarrassed a little bit. Like, I will be honest, this was not the best thing to do from a pedagogical point of view. But, you know, when you are working with 18, 19 years old, you know, getting authority from them is quite hard. And you go to... you get approaches that are not... how should I say it? I mean, if somebody has experience with this, they will know. So I'm not regretting it. It was funny. So yeah, but let's move on. Joker wants to know what I think the next World War 1 game series will be. Well, kinda late for that question, or rather I'm late for answering that. We know that it's Gallipoli. But if I were to answer this before they released Gallipoli, I would say that maybe we could also get the Salonika front, or maybe the Turkish and Russian front, you know, like the Caucasus, you know. Jonas is asking if I would consider making a let's play in the future or rather not. He's from Germany, and it really depends on the game. Like, I did the let's play for Dredge, which I really enjoyed, and if there will be a game that I will really enjoy, you can count on that I will make a let's play, you know. Moving along, Small wants to know, sorry Small, I don't know which country you are from. I think you mentioned it, but now I don't remember. Regardless, you are asking how much money do I get from YouTube. So he was also polite and said that I don't need to answer, so I don't get any money from YouTube, you know. Even though YouTube puts ads on my videos, because they can and they get the money, I get none. So to get monetized, you have to fulfill a couple of criteria. And the first one is to have 1000 subscribers, which I have. And the second one is to have 4000 watch hours in the last 365 days, which I do not. I'm currently on like 3400 and something, I think. So I'm missing like 600 hours. But even if I had the 4000 hours, I wouldn't turn monetization on. So there is a couple of reasons for that. The first reason is that I would have to make reports to the Slovene equivalent of the IRA, you know, basically the finance department, you know, the one that controls the taxes and so on. And if I would make any mistake, the fine is like 200 euros. And I can guarantee you that at current state, or even if I was fulfilling the criteria, you know, I wouldn't be getting, I don't know, if I were to get, I don't know, a couple of euros from a video, you know, like you can make the calculations yourself, you know, you have like what is it called? Something called per 1,000 views. Now I don't remember the right expression. And for example, you can get, I don't know, we are talking in the range of 2 to 8 cents per 1,000 views. So if we were to take my my officer guide, which I think has around 25,000 views, so 25,000 times 0.0, let's say 5. Oh, holy fuck, man, I could have gotten from there like 1,250 euros. Okay, this probably there is some tax on it, or maybe it's not 5 cents, maybe it's 5 promils, so that would be like 125. But yeah, with current videos that can get, I don't know, up to 500, we are talking in the range just a couple of euros, you know, and I don't think this is worth the risk that I would be running. And also, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to drive away any viewers, even though YouTube does that, and I cannot disable ads, you know, sadly. But in the future, I might consider having ads, but you know, like the ones that are at the beginning or at the end, not the things that is in between, because I think those are very nasty. And also that they are skippable if possible, you know. And as said, mentioned rather, if there would be any sponsors, I would only take sponsorships from things that I actually promote, or I think it's interesting, or it makes sense. I mean, something that would make me happy, so to speak, you know, if some big companies, you know, I don't know, maybe they will release the, I don't know, the RTX 6060, you know. Oh, yeah, I would love to benchmark that thing, you know, gain some new viewers, or maybe the Radeon alternative, you know, counterpart. Like, that would be fine for me, you know, even if I have to return it later or something, still that would be cool. But, you know, we will see how where my channel will go and how things will go, you know. But as of now, there is no sponsorships. If you want to help me out, you know, share the videos, leave a comment so that there is interaction. And I don't know. That's it basically, or get in touch with me over Discord. There's things that I don't discuss over here. Nothing special, but it's just like that. Next we have Stan. He asks how long do I plan on doing YouTube stuff, and if I think there will be a point where I retire. So Stan, for sure there will be a point where I retire. The question is just if the retirement will be planned or if it will not be planned. And for the first part, as mentioned earlier a little bit already, you know, it depends on a couple of things. You know, currently I don't have any children. Okay, I have 2 cats, but you know, that's not children, you know? So in general, I would say as long as I don't have children, I have enough time to make 1 video per week, maybe a little bit more, and also including streams, you know, hopefully 2 per week, you know, we will see, you know, 1 to 2 per week. So when a family will happen, it is very likely that I will be putting out much less content because I will be tired as hell and stuff like that. Also, as I mentioned earlier, you know, if we buy a house, there is work you have to do around the house, so that will also mean less time. And of course, like, my priority will probably be the house, unless I'm making money with which I can buy stuff for the house, you know, like there's a balance, you know, between these things, but I cannot tell you for sure, but there is like some open windows options, and we will see how things go. But I think that, like, I don't know, for the next 1 year to 2, you shouldn't worry at all, you know. Also with Gallipoli, I will make some content for that. I'm not sure if I'll make as much as for Isonzo. I mean, I will most certainly make tutorials for classes. But we will see how things go. And last but not least, Jonas aus Deutschland wants to know if I would consider to make a video or a few with another YouTuber or influencer. This is an interesting question. Actually, I did make one collaboration, so to speak, with Nikotashi. I came up on his Twitch stream and he showed up on one of my streams, which was basically Isonzo, and we were talking about Isonzo. We even prepared in advance questions that we were gonna ask each other, so it was structured. So I guess you could watch that, but in general, yeah, I'm up to, and I'm welcome. Rather, I would love to make some collaborations with some others. Like I've tried to contact a different Isonzo YouTuber back when I was starting, also to boost my views a little bit, but nothing happened out of it. Currently, I don't know, maybe something for Gallipoli. And also for PC parts, like, I don't know, I would love to make a collab with some people, I really like the content Older Tech Todate's making. He's a fellow YouTuber from Romania, if I'm not mistaken, and he's also benchmarking PC parts. And he's very knowledgeable, and also his style of video editing really, it's pleasant to me, I really like. I'm looking forward for his videos. He's also pushing like one video a week approximately. And we're doing kind of similar stuff, but also different. So maybe a collaboration with him. So Older Tech Today, if you're listening, if you're up to or you have any idea how we can make something together, hit me up. But in all seriousness, yeah, I'm open for this. Also, if there's somebody else who would like to make, this, of course, I wouldn't take anybody. Like I would consider I would consider, the viewers, the viewer base, to see if we have some things in common. Because, like the worst thing, like, okay, I'm the small YouTuber, so I don't think there would be a small one who would be just like, oh, I want to do something with you so that he just gets my viewers or something. Because I'm most likely not gonna accept that. But as I said, it depends on a lot of things, but I'm open for any collaborations like that, And this is it for the question. So to sum it up, I will be making more content in the future, especially if you are looking forward for any game contents. You will have to wait for Gallipoli to be released, and I'm looking forward for that too. Or there might be some other games that I make like videos about. I will be streaming games for sure, as mentioned, maybe Warhammer 3 Total War, or maybe I will go play Dawnless Day, I think it's called, the Attila mod for Lord of the Rings. Or maybe I will play something else, though I think that Total War streams were doing quite well, so I'm pretty sure I will start some. I have to finish the Minecraft thing as well, the streams. And for other things, I don't know yet. Like, if you have any ideas, guys and girls, if there's any, you feel free to write them in the comments or over my Discord server, And I think that's it. Again, I would like to thank you all, for supporting me, so that we managed to get to 1000 subscribers. And hopefully I will see you all soon on the battlefields. Gaming Teacher, out.